way can be a guide, but not a fixed path. Names can be given, but none permanent labels. Non-being is called the beginning of heaven and earth. Being is called the mother of all things. Always passionless, thereby observe the subtle. Ever intent, thereby observe the apparent. These two come from the same source, but differ in name. Both are considered mysteries. The mystery of mysteries is the gateway of marvels. When everyone knows beauty is beauty, this is bad. When everyone knows good is good, this is not good. So being and non-being produce each other. Difficulty and ease complement each other. Long and short shape each other. High and low contrast with each other. Voice and echoes conform to each other. Before and after go along with each other. So sages manage effortless service and carry out unspoken guidance. All beings work without exception if they live without possessiveness, act without presumption, and do not dwell on success. Then by this very non-dwelling, success will not leave. Not exalting cleverness causes the people not to contend. Not putting high prices on hard-to-get goods causes the people not to steal. Not seeing anything to want causes the mind not to be confused. Therefore, the government of sages empties the mind and fills the middle, weakens the ambition and strengthens the bones, always keeping the people innocent and passionless. It makes the sophisticated not dare to contrive. Action being without contrivance, nothing is disordered. Heaven is eternal, earth is everlasting. The reason that they can be eternal and everlasting is that they do not foster themselves. This is why they can live forever. For this reason, sages put themselves last, and they were first. They excluded themselves, and they survived. Was it not by their very selflessness that they managed to fulfill themselves? To keep on filling is not as good as stopping. Calculated sharpness cannot be kept for long. Though gold and jewels fill their houses, no one can keep them. When the rich upper classes are haughty, their legacy indicts them. When one's work is accomplished honorably, to retire is the way of heaven. Carrying vitality and consciousness, embracing them as one, can you keep them from parting? Concentrating energy, make it supple. Can you be like an infant? Purifying hidden perception, can you make it flawless? Loving the people, governing the nation, can you be uncontrived? As the gate of heaven opens and closes, can you be impassive? As understanding reaches everywhere, can you be innocent? Producing and developing, producing without possessing, doing without presuming, growing without domineering. This is called mysterious power. Should you want to take the world and contrive to do so, I see you won't manage to finish. The most sublime instrument in the world cannot be contrived. Those who contrive spoil it. Those who cling lose it. So creatures sometimes go and sometimes follow, sometimes puff and sometimes blow, are sometimes strong and sometimes weak, begin sometime and end sometime. Therefore sages remove extremes, remove extravagance, remove arrogance. those who assist human leaders with the way do not coerce the world with weapons, for these things are apt to backfire. Brambles grow where an army has been. There are always bad years after a war. Therefore the good are effective. That is all. They do not presume to grab power thereby. They are effective but not conceited. Effective but not proud. Effective but not arrogant. They are effective when they have to be. Effective but not coercive. If you peak in strength, then you age. This, it is said, is unguided. The unguided soon come to an end. When unity was attained of old, heaven became clear by attaining unity. Earth became steady by attaining unity. Spirit was quickened by attaining unity. Valley streams were filled by attaining unity. All beings were born by attaining unity, and by attaining unity, lords acted rightly for the sake of the world. What brought this about was unity. Without means of clarity, heaven may burst. Without means of steadiness, earth may erupt. Without means of quickening, spirit may be exhausted. Without means of filling, valley streams may dry up. Without means of birth, all beings may perish. Without means of acting rightly, lords may stumble. Therefore nobility is rooted in humility. Loftiness is based on lowliness. This is why noble people refer to themselves as alone, lacking, and unworthy. Is this not being rooted in humility? So there is no praise in repeated praise. They do not want to be like jewels or like stones. Nothing in the world is more flexible and yielding than water. Yet when it attacks the firm and strong, none can withstand it, because they have no way to change it. So the flexible overcome the adamant, and yielding overcome the forceful. Everyone knows this, but no one can do it. This is why sages say, those who can take on the disgrace of nations are leaders of lands. Those who can take on the misfortune of nations are rulers of the world. True sayings seem paradoxical. True words are not beautiful. Beautiful words are not true. The good are not argumentative. The argumentative are not good. Knowers do not generalize. Generalists do not know. Sages do not accumulate anything, but give everything to others. Having more, the more they give. The way of heaven helps and does not harm. The way for humans is to act without contention.